Oh, this is going to be so much fun.
It is. Thank you for having me.
Shenanigans are going to ensue.
Oh, glory. I'm ready.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started on this wellness journey.
Yeah, so I started Peake Wellness Center in 2010 and just started off very humbly in a one-room office and quickly grew to an 1,800 square foot facility. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, bought a 4,000 square foot building. And that's where we're at now.
Your wellness center is in West Greeley.
We are almost as far west as you can get. We're off of 82nd Avenue, and there's a lot of development going out there, so I'm really excited. I hope that they bring some of this downtown flair.
What point in your education did you say, this is what I'm doing with my career?
Oh, I love that question. My first year in practice, one of our front desk girls was 21 and pregnant and very scared and very uncomfortable, and she just asked if I would work on her to help with some pain that she was having in her hips. And I was scared to death to touch her, to be honest with you. And so I just did what little bit I had learned in school at that time. And she went to her Lamaze class and told all of these other moms to come in and get adjusted. And so by accident, I ended up with all of these pregnant mamas in my office. And I remember telling her, like, quit telling people, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I just move the bone and let the healing take place. And so that's kind of how it started. And then I very quickly found out that, it's not just a chiropractic problem. Fertility, prenatal, postpartum, all of that requires a lot more than, I don't want to say just me, but it required everything in the toolbox. And so I started talking to doulas and midwives and acupuncturists and massage therapists and started just to kind of create a tribe. And then slowly started to add a few of those, my particular favorites, into the practice.
Well, forgive my ignorance. Can guys come to your wellness center?
Yes, absolutely. My specialty is in women's health, but yes, we adjust all kinds, from womb to tomb, we say.
For like babies who can't quite communicate or tell you where it hurts, how do you go through and figure out what needs aligned?
Oh, I love that question. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, actually. So babies do actually communicate similar to our pets. There are animal chiropractors out there. It's pretty common for a mom who I've taken through pregnancy to bring in a baby that, quote unquote, doesn't have any issues, right? They just want their kid checked out. So one of the first things that we do is we check for what's called primitive reflexes. When we're first born, we basically have the brain of a monkey. Some of us just keep that monkey brain. Just kidding. So babies just have, everything they do is based on survival. So they have a sucking reflex, they have a grasping reflex, they have a startle reflex. And all of these are to ensure survival. And if some of those aren't active, it can lead to developmental delays later on. So it's not uncommon at all to meet a kid with autism, with other developmental behavioral issues and whatnot with some of these retained primitive reflexes. And so we check those.
What are some of your favorite things to, have a casual conversation over when you're trying to win over a client of how important their wellness is and why they should come check you out?
What's great is that it sells itself. People want other options that don't involve drugs and surgery, and we're here. That's what we do.
Before we wrap this up, what's some advice you have for business owners in Greeley and how they stay motivated, how they just stay the trail and survive?
I've been there, right, where it gets hard and it gets tiring and you don't really want to go to the networking event, but that's also my network and my connections in Greeley have also been what keeps me going. And, especially when life changes, whether, for me, it was starting a family and getting married, that, you have to take a step back from some of those things. Keeping one foot at least in that networking door is going to make a big difference.